Before we get into this week's nerd news, guys, we want to talk comics for just a second, especially horror comics. It's Halloween. Halloween week. We've been talking a lot about this new Hill House Comics that's coming at DC. It's going to be a DC line of horror comic books.
So cool.
Headed up by Joe Hill, one of my all-time favorite horror novelists, right behind Stephen King. Well, the first book for Hill House Comics dropped this week. It's called Basketful of Heads. Guys, go out and pick up this book. Not only because it's going to be a very key issue, it's launching this all-new horror series over at DC, but pick it up because it's damn good.
Right?
Really, really enjoyed Basketful of Heads issue number 1, and I liked it for reasons I didn't think I was going to like it for.
I couldn't agree more. I think it was really cool, and just like you were talking about, I think the art, it's written like an old comic book, like comic strips.
It is.
It's really cool. I liked it for reasons I didn't think I would like it.
Yeah, the art in the book is really, really cool. It's not like realistic looking, or it takes the look of like 60s, 70s kind of comic book. Normally isn't my bag, but it totally works for this book. It takes place, I think, in the 1980s. It has a very 80s kind of Friday the 13th sort of vibe to it.
Yes.
Which, with Joe Hill pinning the script, it could not be better.
I know.
So really excited about Hill House Comics. It's going to be a whole series of different comic books, all horror-based, that are going to start launching from now until God knows when.
I love it.
Get it. Check it out. And there's a very special little story at the end of every single book about, I forget the name of it. It's called Sea Dogs.
Sea Dogs, yes.
Sea Dogs. They're going to give you a little piece of this story. It's basically about how werewolves won the Revolutionary War.
Such a cool concept.
For the colonists. Very awesome, guys. Right. So there's a lot to love about Hill House Comics. So go to your local comic book store, pick up Basketful of Heads.
Joe Hill, you're going to crush this. It's so exciting that there's a line of horror comics. I don't think that's happened yet.
And
maybe
horror's
it has,
big.
But
horror's big right now, man. It's big in the movies. It's huge on television and streaming services. It needs to be launched in a big way in comics. And Joe Hill's taking the reins.
Thank you, Joe Hill. Thank you, Stephen King, for birthing that man.
Yes, yes. Looking forward to seeing Joe Hill at C2E2 this February. If you didn't know that, Joe Hill coming to C2E2 for the first time ever.
So exciting.
So guys, let us know in the comment section, did you pick up Basketful of Heads? Let us know what you thought. So guys, without further ado, we got a lot of nerd news to break down. So here it is, this week's nerd news. All right, guys, first big nerd news story of the week, Dr. Sleep, the follow-up to The Shining, drops in theaters in less than 7 days. It comes out this weekend. We're going to go ahead and read some of the Twitter reviews. Some of the critics have seen it.